First, the highlights. Lagos State government deploys drones to capture boundaries of waterfront. Federal government debunks rumor of illegal access to workers' pension for infrastructure. And Warrington United States government pardoned former sergeant after fatal shooting of protesters in 2020. And in sports, Nigeria Football Federation mandates Finidi George to qualify national team for 2025 AFCON 2026 World Cup. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos government has commenced the deployment of drones to capture boundaries and adjoining details of waterfront and private sector schemes to produce images for geospatial information. Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Akundayo Alebiusu, who stated this, also warned residents against illegal land reclamation, dredging, and other unauthorized activities on its waterways. According to him, anyone or groups found wanting will be prosecuted. Alebiusu said 3 locally fabricated dredging machines have been confiscated by the ministry, while 6 persons had been arrested and prosecuted over illegal operations at the waterfront. A Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority LASPA has emphasized the importance of verifying building permits documents from the agency to avoid falling victim to fraudsters and imposters. Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Oluyinka Olumide, also cautioned stakeholders in the construction industry and residents to be cautious of counterfeit building approvals and planning permits. According to him, the importance of town planners in creating sustainable and resilient villages, towns, and cities through decisive decisions about land uses, infrastructure, transportation, and environmental conservation may not be felt by people without adequate publicity and public sensitization. Hence, the unveiling of the agency's sensitization tools and the face of LASPA. On his part, the General Manager, Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, Kehinde Oshinaike, urged stakeholders in a built environment to maximize the opportunity to regularize their building approvals with LASPA. Special Persons Association of Nigeria, SPAN, has underscored the need to empower persons with disabilities, create equal opportunities for them, and address issues around child abuse, destitution, drug abuse, street begging among youths. SPAN President Prince Will David stated this at the annual National Handicapped Youth Day Rally Conference held in Lagos with the theme Vessel unto Honor, taken from the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 20. According to him, the World Youth Day celebration acknowledged the value to continue reducing the alarming rate of child abuse, destitution, drug abuse, juvenile delinquency, street begging among the youths. David said that the association has trained and empowered over 5,000 persons with disabilities in the country and recognized personalities, excellent PWDs, special schools.
Yes, we have affected the life of persons with disability in numerous ways. One, we are running a transport scheme, persons with disability. And that transport scheme, we have planned it in such a way that every person with special need does not pay. If you are going to Abuja, if you are going to Owerri, if you are going to Aba, you enter free of charge and you will be well taken care of.
On his part, the national coordinator of SPAN, Chidi Nwankwo, called on government and private organizations to assist the association in meeting up with some of its infrastructural projects and renovations, which will further make life easy for PWDs.
They should be able to absorb persons with disabilities that are actually qualified to be employed. Visually impaired, hearing and speaking impaired, mentally retarded, physically challenged should be employed in various sectors. No matter the little you think can come out of them, they can make their contribution towards the development of the economy.
Nwankwo urged PWDs and able-bodied persons to strive to be vessels unto honor in order to be useful to God, their parents, families, and the society at large. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has debunked rumors of planning to illegally access workers' savings and pension contributions to develop infrastructure in the country. Minister of Finance and the coordinator of the economy, Wale Edu, said the pension industry, like most of the financial industry, is highly regulated. Edu noted that there are rules and limitations about what pension money can be invested on. According to the minister, there is no attempt or no consideration to provide less safe investment for pension funds, insurance funds, or any investment funds that are available. And today's World Hypertension Day. Hypertension, commonly referred to as high blood pressure, is among one of the major causes of various health problems like heart attacks, strokes, and kidney-related illnesses. It is commemorated this year with a call on everyone to confront the silent killer. This year's theme is Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer. The World Health Organization, WHO, has charged countries to establish national governance mechanisms to coordinate and monitor efforts to address hypertension, develop comprehensive programs to address risk factors, ensure adequate health workers and financing, as well as strengthening the information systems for data collection and analysis. According to WHO, some of the established risk factors of hypertension include unhealthy diet, low fruit and vegetable intake, physical inactivity, tobacco and alcohol use, and obesity, while the emerging risk factors include air, water, noise and light pollution, urbanization, and loss of green space. And over to some foreign news. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has granted a full pardon to a former United States Army sergeant and Uber driver who was jailed for 25 years for fatally shooting a Black Lives Matter protester in 2020. The announcement came shortly after the Texas Board of Pardons and Parole unanimously recommended a pardon for Daniel Perry and restoration of his firearm rights, following an investigation that the board conducted at the governor's request. In his pardon proclamation, Abbott cited the state's Stand Your Ground self-defense law, one of the strongest such measures in the United States. Perry was found guilty in April 2023 of murder in the death of a United States Air Force veteran, Garrett Foster, who was shot at a Black Lives Matter rally in Austin, the state capital, in July 2020. And over to sports news. Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has mandated Super Eagles head coach Finidi George to qualify the team for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and 2026 FIFA World Cup. NFF President Ibrahim Gusau, who said this during a TV show in South Africa, also debunked rumors that the NFF committed Finidi to a one-year contract. Gusau noted that Finidi is going to be in charge of the team till the end of 2026. And that was our news at 12. But just before we go, please do not drive beyond specified speed limits. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X Traffic Radio 961, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website, trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration engaged independent managers for the management of the Lagos theatres? You can get more details. It's on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Legacy Government has commenced the deployment of drones to capture boundaries and are joining details of waterfront and private sector schemes to produce images for geospatial information. The federal government has debunked rumors of planning to illegally access workers' savings and pension contributions to develop infrastructure in the country. And we also told you that Texas Governor Greg Abbott has granted full pardon to a former United States Army sergeant and Uber driver who was jailed for 25 years for fatally shooting a Black Lives Matter protester in 2020. And in sports, Nigeria Football Federation NFF has mandated Super Eagles head coach Finidi George to qualify the team for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and 2026 FIFA World Cup. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio 961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. Thank you very much, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. A fantastic Friday afternoon. What's it looking like? Quite pretty cloudy in some parts and sunny here and there. It's our time for us to usher in the duo of Micah Arocha